Hi. I'm just going to say it. I am so nervous to do this video. It's kind of hard to talk about it. That makes me a little okay, when I started college, my body just started to develop, you know, so I didn't have an acne and all that stuff, so I was excited. I was always like this, you know, like you know me, like I talk a lot and like I'm pretty outgoing. I kind of make friends easy and like connections easy. So when I started school, this happened. A lot of people knew me in the school. I kind of became part of the cool kids, whatever. So yeah, my personality kind of made me. So yeah, everything was good. And then one fine day, I saw something on my face, you know. It was a pimple. And you know, the first time you get these things, you get a pimple, multiple pimples, acne, it throws you off because you never seen this on your face before. Like, it's weird, you know. It's not weird, but it's just you're not used to seeing this on your face, right? So when this happened, I obviously went to my mom and she was like, you know, this is very common for kids your age, and like, you know, it's because there are a lot of changes happening in your body, so like it's very common to get these things and just like don't pick on it, like don't pick your nails, and you know, it's just gonna go. So yeah, she was like very cool with it. And also she didn't know about skincare, she still doesn't, so she didn't tell me anything about that. Which I don't blame her, because like everyone has their own experiences and maybe she didn't come across skincare, but yeah, so I was cool. And also when I went to school, like everyone was distracted by my personality. No one at school would actually bully me, so it was cool, you know. I was fine even though I had that. But at the same time, like I said, you know, when I had that, it was weird for me because I was not used to seeing this on my face. Like, how do I say that? I wanted to know what it is, you know. I was curious, I wanted to know what it is and if it's really fine, if I should do something about it and stuff, you know. And at that time, social media wasn't that big. There was some kids at school who had acne, but like we never talked about it, you know. At that time, you don't talk about things like that. Maybe some people did, but we never talked about that, you know. It wasn't a conversation that just comes up like that. I feel like now, you know, when you have these things, you go on social media and you see that and people are talking about it, and I don't know, you just feel like you're not that different, you know. So yeah, there wasn't social media, but there was internet. Thank God. I went on the internet and I was looking for, you know, these things, like what it is and why I'm getting this and all that stuff, you know. I started knowing some things, and I also discovered skincare and stuff, but there was just too much information this time, you know. And I was like, okay, what do I do, you know? Like, there's like thousands of products and all of them are supposedly nice, good, works, and I didn't know what to do, you know. So I didn't really get into products then. I tried to alter things in my life. I did stuff like that, but I wasn't hating myself. I wasn't hating the acne on my face. It was just something I was doing to kind of get rid of it, but I wasn't doing in like a negative way. And then you know, the bullying started. Every time I'd go out with my mom, or there was like gatherings and stuff, mostly where you kind of meet adults, that's when the bullying started, you know. That's when people would always be like commenting on it and start telling you like, oh, you know, and you should do like whatever. But like yeah, that started. Like, I started to take care of my skin, right? By the time I only had a cleanser, I think, and a moisturizer, but still, now when I think about it, it's not the moisturizer I should have been using, because it wasn't suitable for my skin. But I didn't know, you know, back then you make so much mistakes when it comes to skincare, you know, at start. So yeah, I was taking care of my skin, but it wasn't the right stuff. So yeah, when people would say things like that, I would get a little panicky, you know. I'd be like, oh shit, maybe I should do more, you know. And like, I had to get rid of it because now people are noticing and people are saying things to me, and like, it makes me feel weird, you know. And sometimes these adults, I mean, sorry if when I'm saying it, I'm saying in a negative way, but it's just because I'm thinking about the bullies when I'm saying that. I'm not generalizing, I'm not saying that all adults are bullies, but most of them are. But yeah, it kind of made me feel bad about myself, which is like crazy because, you know, like I always hear people saying, you know, school was hard because kids would bully them. But in my case, in my experience, it was always, you know, the people very much older than me who would say things like that, which was surprising. And because these people always claim to like know better and like, you know, that they're always right and stuff like that. And when they would do that, I'd be like, what exactly are you doing right? You're making me feel so bad about myself. I would feel like this is a big deal because they would make me feel like it's a big deal, and I would believe them. And sometimes, you know, these adults will do that in front of their kids. Their kids all this time would never say anything about that. But when they see their parents saying that and making fun of it, they think it's fine, and then they start to bully you too. And also, like, my skin wasn't that bad, you know? Yeah, so that's when I started to feel bad about myself and insecure, and I started getting like anxiety, you know, because I was really trying to get rid of the acne on my face that people didn't want to see on my face, but it wasn't going. When you try so hard and it's still here, you know, it's like it feels so helpless. It feels so like, I don't know how to explain that, but yeah, I started getting anxiety to face, you know, to face people when I have acne on my face. But school was great still. And yeah, okay, there's something, you know, when you're young and you believe that some people know what's best for you better than yourself, it means something. Everyone says that, you know, let them say what they want to say. You just don't take it personal. Don't just forget what they said and all that stuff. It's very easy to say these things, but it's hard when you're battling with something and someone comments on that. You can't just forget it. You know, you can't just be like, oh yeah, whatever. You know, you can't. You just, I mean, maybe some people can, but I could not. So I wanted to like address that. I know that, you know, I can't control people. I can't change people. I know that. But I just feel like every time there is a bullying situation, not every time, I think there is awareness about these things too now, but usually, you know, when there is this situation when someone is bullying you and you say that to someone, they always say things like, you know, you can't do anything about that. Like, they talk to you, you know, they will talk to you into feeling better, but no one really goes and say to that bully, like, you know, don't do that, you know, like, just why are you being so negative about this? It's always like they come to you and make you feel better, which is also good, but I feel like in this situation you have to talk to both. Like, you have to talk to the person being bullied and make them feel better, but at the same time you have to also talk to the bully and explain to them why this is wrong. I feel like this is not done enough, because in my case that was never done, and I want to say it. I am here to tell you that this is not appropriate. This is not doing any good. This is not leading to anything good. They would say things like, no one wants to be friends with people who have, you know, whose skin is so bad, or people don't like people with acne, kind of thing. That was like so not true, by the way. I'm telling you, acne still gets you everything you want. Okay, whether it's friends, whether it's, I don't know, boys, whether it's whatever you want in life, acne doesn't make a difference. I know that you think it does, but it doesn't. It really doesn't. There are a lot of people who don't care about this thing. There are a lot of people who gets it because they also been through that. So like, when people say things like that to you, like, you know, people don't like people with acne, this makes you ugly, or, you know, you would never get a guy with acne on your face or whatever, this is so not true. Trust me, it's not. Like, you get everything you want. You know, you just have to keep being yourself, you know. I know, like, even when I was struggling with it, it was hard to be myself because I wanted to hide all the time. But like I said, at school, people were not looking at me like that, so like, I was in a very positive atmosphere. So like, in those environment, even I would forget about my acne. Like, I could be myself, you know, and people were seeing me for who I am. I know you feel like you have to hide, but there are a lot of people who are accepting of this thing and they don't care about it. They like you, they love you through that, you know, and even with that. So, well, I'm here to talk about acne, but you know, we can talk about other things too if you want someday, but right now it's about acne, so I'm just gonna focus on that. Firstly, acne is something that people get and it's very normal, and when someone start getting this, like pimples and acne start appearing, no matter who it is, the person gets confused. And like I felt, you know, like I felt like, oh, what is this? I never got this. Like, you know, you're not used to seeing this on your face, so they're already confused and they are already looking for ways to get rid of it. Trust me. Everyone who gets it, they try to get rid of it because this is not something they're used to seeing on their face. So like everyone is trying, and everyone's skin is different, so it's not like, you know, there is something that works for everyone. Like everyone's different, everyone's body works differently, everyone's skin is different, everyone's lifestyle is different, everything is different for everyone, you know. So for example, if you're bruised, you put something to heal the bruise, you know, and you put something to cover it or whatever, for external things to not get in, you know. It's like a formula, you know. You get once, you do this, very straightforward. But when it comes to skin, it's not like that. When you get it, it's not like, oh, do this and it will go away. It's not like that. You have to learn about your own skin first and then experiment and see what works, see what doesn't work. It's a learning process basically, and it can be done overnight. Even though there is like millions of videos and blogs about that, usually you can't do that. So like I said, it takes time. It takes time for them to do that, and in the meantime, if you are here throwing negativity about that thing that they're trying to get rid of and they're trying so hard, it makes them panic. It makes them stress out, and stress is another factor for acne. You know, you get acne when you're stressed out, and that makes it worse, and also that makes them try things without really thinking about it. You know, they try things and they put things on their faces that is probably bad for them, you know. So yeah, if you think you're helping them by saying these things, this is what you're doing basically. I get that you think you're helping, but I'm telling you, it's not helping. And if someone needs your help, if someone needs your advice, your opinion, they will come to you. Just like when I had that, the only person I trusted with it was my mom, so I went to her. My sister, she comes to me. When my sister started getting pimples and acne, even though I had it and I probably have advice about it, I never freely just went there and said it. You know, she came to me and I told her what I know, and you know, it's different. So yeah, you know, if someone needs your help, if someone needs your insight, if someone needs you, they will come to you. They will talk to you about it, and then you can talk to them about it. If they don't, then don't just assume that you can just say it in front of everyone out loud and everyone turns to look at them. This is just moving on to, yeah, when I couldn't help myself and I told my dad that, hey, you know, I think I need to see a dermatologist. Right off the bat, he was like, yeah, let's go. I started seeing a dermatologist, and that followed by a lot more dermatologists because like nothing was working. You know, every time I went to a dermatologist, like I said, I was very young and I didn't know a lot of things, right? So I would just go there and they would come and look at your acne. Usually they say, oh yeah, this is very common for your age, and then it's followed by just them writing a bunch of things, and then it's done, you know, that's it. And then you go, you pay them a huge amount of money, and then you go and buy all these things for a huge amount of money, and then you try them and they don't really work. So that happened a lot. And when I got older, I thought about these things, and I realized that all these dermatologists that I went to, they never asked me anything. You know, if someone, okay, now I'm talking to the dermatologist. If someone is coming to you, right, with these problems, it's because they need help, okay? They need help. They want to get rid of it. That's why they came to you. Take it seriously, because for them, this is a big deal. It matters a lot for them. That's why they're here. So like, my thing is that not even one dermatologist that I went to, and I went to a lot of them, not even one asked me stuff like, what is your eating habits? How much water do you drink? How is your lifestyle? Have you tried anything to get rid of this? Because I feel like this could help, because if I tried, you know, some creams or some whatever, and I told them that I tried this and this didn't work, they would know that, oh, okay, so this don't work for her, so maybe that too wouldn't work for her. You know, it's kind of like, yeah. I feel like these are very important questions when you're dealing with something like that and you're trying to work with something like that. But yeah, I was never asked any of that. So, you know, I would try things and it wouldn't work, and I would get a lot more upset because I'd feel like, oh, there's nothing to help me, and like, you know, I'll have to deal with this forever. And at the time, all these things were very negative in my head, like, oh yeah, you know, the fact that I have to deal with this forever, when I thought about that, it was like a negative thing, you know, for me. So yeah, so then finally I went to someone who I was told is the best, and I went there, and same thing, you know, by then I only tried like creams and stuff like that. I never had medication for my acne, because I was a little bit, I didn't really want to take medication for it. So when I went to that dermatologist, in my head I was like, you know what, I've tried everything, nothing works, so let's just try the medication and see what happens. He gave me one, and I started taking it. I don't remember what it was, but I started taking it, and after a month or so, my skin was like clear. You know, it was like phew, everything gone. And I know, like, most people would be like, yes, you know, finally, whatever. But for me, I was terrified when that happened, because I was like, damn, I've tried everything, you know, I've tried everything and nothing could do this, you know. And like, this thing just did that to me in a very, for me, 1 month is a very short of time. So, you know, I was so scared, and I was like, I'm not touching that ever again, because it's just not me to do extreme things and put myself through things just because someone doesn't want to see something on my face. It didn't make sense to me, you know. And I'm not saying that medication is bad or whatever. If you're taking that, it's good for you, you know, it's good because it really works most of the time. And at the same time, you know, along with dermatologists, every time I would go to an aesthetician, I would ask them, do you know how I can get rid of it and stuff like that. And that was another disappointment, because they were so focused on selling their products, because they know, right, they know like you have acne, and they know what to tell you to make you, they know what you want, and they would be like, you know, this product will do that. It didn't really do much. Yeah, that was another disappointment for me, because people, when have problems like this, they go to dermatologists or aestheticians. These are the two people they go to, because these are people who know these things, right? And it's just very disappointing when both these people, I'm not generalizing again, there are some people who probably are helping people, yes, but the people I went to, you know, they didn't care. And knowing their job, I expected some seriousness. I was confused, I was desperate, and I just needed help. And the fact that they were so money-minded and just didn't care and was just, yeah, I'll take this, you know. So basically, I didn't get any help. Yeah. So then I fell in kind of a depression.